Okay. Good morning, everyone. We are again presenting today for the pre-bid conference for civil works under invitation to bid number 2024-012. Consists of 13 projects. We are live via YouTube in compliance to Department Order number 06 series of 2024. This directs us to stream activities like this for accountability and transparency of procurement processes. Before we proceed, we request the Secretariat to please acknowledge those who are present for today.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Our attendees for today's activity, pre-bid conference for civil work for 2nd District Engineering Office. We have here the bus members, starting with our chairperson, Engineer Edwin M. Acob.
Present.
Vice chairperson, Engineer Lorna Philippines. Present. Regular member, Engineer Leslie D. Pinto. Present. Professional member, Engineer Jeffrey C. Salmon.
Present.
From the back secretariat headed by Engineer Edwin P. Pascual Jr.
Present.
Back PWG headed by Engineer Jeffrey M. Eliseo.
Present.
PWG members, we have Engineer Dave Hercel G. Palen,
Present.
Engineer Maylando M. Apolinaria,
Present.
Engineer Aladen M. Alabon,
Present.
Engineer Ernesto D. Tero Jr.,
Present.
and Engineer J.R. Malinaw.
Present.
From the maintenance section, we have here the representatives, Engineer John Carlo P. Dagupa.
Present.
From the planning and design sections, we have here the representative, Engineer Glenn Lawrence Yang,
Present.
Engineer Sweetie Pay Aiko, and we also have here our prospective leaders from Master Construction and Supplies. We have Sir Eric Noble
Present.
and Ma'am Roseanne Olivia. Present. And we would also like to acknowledge our viewers via YouTube. Good morning and welcome. That would be all.
Okay, thank you. And since with the majority of back members present, I hereby declare a quorum and call this meeting in order. We have a pre-sheet agenda for this activity. One is the brief presentation explanation. 1A, basic contract data. 1B, requirements of bidding documents. 1C, documents to be submitted by the bidders. C1, technical component of the bid. C2, financial component of the bid. And 1D is criteria and procedure for eligibility check. Number 2, questions, comments from bidders and replies of back and other representatives of procuring entity. 3, other matters, strike policy against violation of section 69.1.I of IRR of RA 9184. Number 4, summary of proceedings including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued. Any motion to adopt this agenda?
I second the motion.
Okay. It has been moved by Engineer Cudito and seconded by Engineer Jeffrey Salmon, and with no objection, the motion to adopt this agenda is hereby approved. Okay. The first in order of this business is the brief presentation explanation of basic contract 1A, basic contract data. This is presented to us by Engineer Milando Apolinaria, Engineer Glenn Lawrence Ang, Engineer Giancarlo Tabupa, and Engineer Sweetie P. Aiko. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Annual contract. Construction of Rainwater Collection System, RWCS. 2nd District Engineering Office, Compostela, Davao de Oro. Number 1, Katipunan Elementary School, Barangay Katipunan, New Bataan, Davao de Oro. Number 2, Magsaysay Elementary School, Barangay Magsaysay, New Bataan, Davao de Oro. Number 3, San Vicente Integrated School, Barangay San Vicente, Montevista, Davao de Oro. Number 4, Maragusan Central Elementary School, Barangay Poblacion, Maragusan, Davao de Oro. Number 5, Olaycon Integrated School, Barangay Olaycon, Monkayo, Davao de Oro. Union National High School, Diwata, Annex, Barangay Monkayo, Davao de Oro, number 7, Montevista, standalone senior high school, Barangay Poblacion, Montevista, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 24LI0064. Location, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, construction of rainwater collection system, RWCS. Approved budget for the contract, 2,895,000 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2024-CSSP. Contract duration, 120 calendar days, including 20 unworkable days. Size range, small b. License category, CND. Cost of bid documents, 5,000 pesos.
Good morning, everyone. The second project under invitation to bid 2024-012 with a contract name Road Widening, Benigno S. Aquino Jr. National Highway, K1425 plus 867 to K1426 plus 179. And K1606 plus 609 to 1606 plus 850. Contract ID number 24LI0065. Location, Compostela, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, concreting of additional 2 lanes, 4 into 6 lanes, 280 mm thick. Existing width 13.4 meters. With additional 2 lanes, total width 20.10 meters. K1425 plus 867 to K1426 plus 179 as per RBA. K1425 plus 885 to K1426 plus 168 with a total length of 283 meters as per plan. Paved shoulder, 230 mm thick. Construction of concrete line canal and other minor drainage structure. Application of reflectorized thermoplastic pavement marking. Roadway excavation. Construction of sidewalk, 100 mm thick. Concreting of additional 2 lanes, 2 into 4 lanes, 280 mm thick. Existing width, 6.7 meters. With additional 2 lanes, total width, 13.4 meters. 1606 plus 609 to 1606 850 as per RBA. 1606 609 to 1606 plus 850 with a total length of 241 meters as per plan. Paved shoulder, 230 mm thick. Construction of retaining wall, stone masonry. Removal of existing guardrails and posts. Removal of structure and obstruction. Installation of metal guardrails including concrete post and metal beam entities. Approved budget for the contract, 31,423,964.83 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2024 GAA 001. Contract duration, 192 calendar days including 46 unworkable days. Size range, medium A. License category B. Cost of B documents, 25,000 pesos. For the third project with a contract name, construction of road JNH Linuan to Barangay San Vicente, Barangay San Isidro, Montevista, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 24LI0066. Location, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, concreting, with a width of 6.10 meters and 230 mm thickness. Station 2 plus 251 to Station 5 plus 121 with a total length of 2,870 meters. Roadway excavation. Removal of actual structure or obstruction. Paved shoulder 150 mm thick. Construction of concrete line canal and other minor drainage structure. Construction of slope protection, grouted with grout. Construction of sidewalk with curb and gutter. Installation of metal guardrails including concrete posts with metal beam and piece. Installation of warning signs, W6-1B, pedestrian and school signs pedestrian crossing ahead. Installation of regulatory signs R6-8C, miscellaneous signs pedestrian crossing. Installation of hazard markers, chevron signs, application of refractorized thermoplastic pavement markings. Approved budget for the contract, 96,499,559.72 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2024 GAA-CSSP-CPAG. Contract duration, 238 calendar days including 58 unworkable days. Size range, medium A. License category B and cost of bid contracts, 50,000 pesos.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. For the fourth project, the name of contract is Construction of Multipurpose Building, Building 2, Barangay Mangayon, Compostela, Davao de Oro. The contract ID number is 24LI0067. Location is Davao de Oro. Scope of works is construction of a complete concrete picture including painting works, reinforced concrete, structural steel, glass windows, wooden doors, fiber cement board for interior ceiling, metal spandrel for exterior ceiling, masonry, comfort rooms, pediment between court and bleacher roofs, ramps, stairs, lighting fixtures, gutter, roof flashing, and tile works. The approved budget for the contract is 4,949,997.82. The source of fund is FY 2024 GAA CSSP VIP. And the contract duration is 90 calendar days including 15 unworkable days. The size range is small b and license category is C and D. The cost of B documents is 5,000 pesos.
The fifth project with our contract name, Construction of Road, Monkayo Boston Road, Monkayo Section, Davao de Oro. Contract ID number 24LI0068. Location, Davao de Oro. Scope of works, construction of reinforced concrete retaining wall. Station 0+00 to Station 0+160 with a total length of 160 meters for Section 1. Station 0+20 to Station 0+145 with a total length of 125 meters for Section 2. Roadway excavation, construction of concrete line canal. Approved budget for the contract, 77,199,350.27 pesos. Source of fund, FY 2024 GAA-CSSP-CPAG. Contract duration, 217 calendar days including 51 unworkable days. Size range, medium A. License category, B. Cost of bid documents, 50,000 pesos.
For the sixth project, the project name is Rehabilitation of Multipurpose Building, Cogonon, Bataan, Davao de Oro. The contract ID number of the project is 24LI0069. Location is in Davao de Oro. Scope of works is the construction, rehabilitation of multipurpose building, rubberized paint for court lines only, basketball goal, steel louvers, and complete 8.5 by 11 meter stage, including earthworks, plain and reinforced concrete works, finishing and other civil works including painting works for masonry, steel, and structural steel works, roof framing, fence, and electrical works. The approved budget for the contract is 4,949,905.76. The source of fund is FY 2024 GAA-CSSP-VIP. The contract duration is 90 calendar days including 15 unworkable days. The size range is small b, license category is C and D, and the cost of B documents is 5,000 pesos. For the seventh project, the name of contract is Construction, Completion of Multipurpose Building, Senior Office at Poblacion, Monkayo, Davao de Oro. The contract ID number is 24LI0070. The location of the project is in Davao de Oro. Scope of works, construction completion of multipurpose building with earthworks, removal of structures and obstruction, plain and reinforced concrete works, finishing and other civil works including glass door and windows, ceiling works, which is acoustic ceiling and pre-painted metal panel, wall composed of aluminum cladding, logo and stainless steel letters, tile works, glaze and tactile blocks, painting works, which is CHB masonry and steel, structural steel works for roof framing, metal structure for fire escape, waterproofing, electrical works including transformer and billing deposit, and mechanical works composed of fire alarm system and fire extinguishers. The approved budget for the contract is 4,899,936 pesos and 62 cents. The source of fund is FY 2024 GAA-LP-National Building Program. The contract duration for the project is 90 calendar days, including 15 unworkable days. The size range is small b and the license category is C&D. And the cost of B documents is 5,000 pesos. For the 8th project, the name of contract is Construction of Multipurpose Building, Poblacion, Compostela, Davao de Oro. The contract ID number is 24LI0071 and the location of the project is in Davao de Oro. Scope of works is the construction of complete covered court, painting works applied to steel, masonry and concrete surfaces, as well as making court lines for the floor finishes, installation of lighting fixtures, provision of weatherproof electrical outlets, and concrete pedestal for electrical service entrance. The approved budget for the contract is 9,899,999 pesos and 72 centavos. The source of fund of the project is FY 2024 GAA-CSSP-BIP. The contract duration is 150 calendar days, including 25 unworkable days. The size range is small b, license category C&D, and the cost of B documents is 10,000 pesos. For the 9th project, the name of contract is Rehabilitation of Multipurpose Building, Sangguniang Bayan Office at Barangay Poblacion, Monkayo, Davao de Oro. The contract ID number is 24LI0072 and the location of the project is in Davao de Oro. Scope of works is rehabilitation of multipurpose building, Sangguniang Bayan Office with earthworks, removal of structures and obstruction, plain and reinforced concrete works, finishing and other civil works including plumbing works, tempered glass door and windows, ceiling works, fiber cement board, acoustical ceiling and pre-painted metal panel, aluminum cladding, tile works composed of glazed and unglazed, painting works for the CHB masonry, wood and steel surfaces, structural steel works, waterproofing, electrical works, and mechanical works. The approved budget for the contract is 29,699,954 pesos and 40 centavos. The source of fund is FY 2024 GAA-CSSP-BIP. The contract duration is 270 calendar days, including 45 unworkable days. The size range is small b and the license category is C&D. And lastly, the cost of B documents is 25,000 pesos. For the 10th project, the name of contract is Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building, Davao de Oro State College, Compostela, Davao de Oro. The contract ID number is 24LI0073 and the location of the project is in Davao de Oro. The scope of works is construction completion of Academic Building Phase 3, Davao de Oro State College, Compostela, Davao de Oro, with reinforced concrete works composed of 3rd and 4th floor beams and columns, and 4th and 5th floor slabs. Finishing works, painting works for masonry and steel surfaces, tile works, plumbing works, and electrical works. The approved budget for the contract is 19,799,995 pesos and 98 cents. The source of fund is FY 2024 GAA-CSSP-BIP. And the contract duration is 210 calendar days, including 35 unworkable days. The size range is small b and the license category is C&D. and the cost of the documents is 25,000 pesos. For the 11th project, the name of contract is Construction of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Pagsabangan, Bataan, Davao de Oro. The contract ID number is 24LI0074 and the location is in Davao de Oro. The scope of works is construction of complete covered court with concrete slab, painting works applied to steel, masonry, and concrete surfaces, as well as rubberized paint as for floor finishes for marking court lines. Electrical works, basketball goal, and bleacher. The approved budget for the contract is 9,899,999 pesos and 84 centavos. The source of fund of the project is FY 2024 GAA-CSSP-BIP. The contract duration of the project is 150 calendar days, including 125 unworkable days. The size range is small b and the license category C and D. Cost of the documents is 10,000 pesos.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. For our cloud project, the contract name is Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure, Puro 2 Creek, Gabi, Compostela, Davao de Oro, with a contract ID number of 24LI0075, location at Davao de Oro. Scope of works are construction of reinforced concrete box culvert with apron and wing wall, construction of grouted riprap revetment, channel excavation, and installation of minor drainage. Approved budget for the contract is 4,899,449.27 pesos. Source of fund is FY 2024 GAA-CSSP-CPAD. Contract duration is 118 calendar days, including 34 unworkable days. Size range is small d, license category is C and D, and cost of the documents is 5,000 pesos.
For the last project, the name of contract is Construction of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Panansalan, Compostela, Davao de Oro. The contract ID number of the project is 24LI0076. The location is in Davao de Oro. The scope of works is the construction of complete covered court with concrete slab, painting works applied to steel, masonry, and concrete surfaces, as well as marking court lines for the floor finishes. Installation of lighting fixtures, provision of weatherproof electrical outlets, and concrete pedestal for electrical service entrance. The approved budget for the contract is 4,949,983 pesos and 96 cents. The source of fund of the project is FY 2024 GAA-CSSP-BIP, and the contract duration is 120 calendar days, including 20 unworkable days. The size range is small b, and the license category is C and D, and the cost of the documents is 5,000 pesos. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you for your explanation of the projects to be procured by interested bidders. Next in the order of business is the requirements of bidding documents, and this will be discussed to us by Engineer Pipping Pascual Jr.
Good morning, everyone. To participate in qualifying a procurement activity, interested bidders are encouraged to read the following documents. First, the instruction to bidders. Second, the bid data sheet. Third, the general conditions of the contract. Fourth, the special conditions of the contract. Fifth, the bill of quantities. Sixth, drawings and specifications. And last, number 7, securities and other forms as may be required for the contract. Bidders are strongly advised to read each provision, especially the instruction to bidders and general conditions of the contract. Those special instructions are clearly spelled out in the bid data sheet and the special conditions of the contract respectively. Bidders are also encouraged to check the bill of quantities so that your bid will be responsive to the requirements set forth in the bidding documents. These documents can be downloaded free of charge from the PhilJEP's and DPWH websites. Interested bidders shall pay the applicable amount for the bidding documents not later than the submission of your bids. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you for discussing these documents. Next in the order of business is the documents to be submitted by the bidders. And this will be discussed to us again to Engineer Edwin Pascual Jr.
Again, good morning. The following documents should be included by interested bidders in their bids. The technical component of the bid. The PhilGIP certificate, if not enrolled in CWA, pickup license and registration, statement of all ongoing government-private contracts, the SLCC, the NFCC, computation and statement of total asset and total liabilities, GBA if applicable. If already enrolled in the CWR, eligibility documents to be updated if any. The bid security, the project requirements such as organizational chart for the contract, the list of contractors, key personnel, list of major equipment on or lease, and omnibus sworn statement in prescribed format in accordance to GPTB Resolution number 16, 2020-2020. For financial component of the bid form, the bid prices in the bill of quantities, the detailed estimates including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid, and lastly, cash flow by quarter. Please be reminded that the following documents, omnibus sworn statement, bid form, and bid security declaration, if you opted to this type of bid security, should be in standard format as per guidelines of GPPB in the resolution number 16-2020. Kindly check the format of the documents you are using to avoid being declared non-responsive for using unprescribed format. These documents should be submitted using two envelope system. Bidders are urged to only fasten the documents at the topmost portion instead of hard or soft binding them. Each document should be airtag appropriately. It should be labeled based on the name of the contract attached, not the number or letter according to the checklist. There shall be 3 copies of these documents: the original copy, the copy 1, and copy 2. Original copies of technical component of the bid shall be sealed on one envelope, and original copies of financial component of the bid shall be sealed on another envelope. These envelopes should be labeled as original copy of the bid, original copy of technical component, and original copy of financial component. This labeled envelope shall then be sealed into one envelope and labeled as original copy of the bid. The same process of sealing for copies 1 and 2. Lastly, original copies 1 and 2 of the bid shall be sealed into one final envelope and labeled it appropriately as instructed in the bidding documents. Bidders are encouraged to read Section 21 of the Instruction to Bidders, page 40, to fully understand the sealing and marking of bid in case you did not catch up what I have said. Submit your bids personally here in our office on or before April 16, 10 a.m. Late bids will not be accepted. You have also the option to submit your bids electronically. Preparation of technical and financial components of the bid of the financial documents of your bids are outlined in Department Order Number 87 Series of 2020. Sealing and marking of bids is also outlined on the said DEO and is also reiterated on the bid data sheet. Interested bidders are advised to read this in case your choice is electronic submission. Submit electronic bids to electronicbids_Davao de Oro 2 at DPWH.gov.ph on or before the same date, April 16, 2024. Please be reminded that your key personnel should only occupy one position in your organizational chart. Duplication of functions of your personnel will be grounds for disqualification pursuant to the principle of Item 6 under Department Order Number 9 Series of 2012. Also, indicate the tax identification numbers since this will be used in the award of contract. Further, on your bid form, in bill of quantities, write legibly. Also, if you are offering a discount in your bid, please specify the methodology as to where or which fee item the discount will take effect. Absence of methodology, original amount will prevail. Discrepancies between bid prices in words and figures, the words will prevail. Bids not addressing or providing or filling out all the required items in the bidding documents, such as in the bill of quantities, the bid is considered non-responsive and is outright disqualified. Always check your documents before submitting the same to our end and to avoid disqualification of your firm. That's all.
Okay, thank you for that discussion. No? In addition, detailed estimates in bringing a detailed estimates, the indirect costs, masab OCM, overhead, contingencies, miscellaneous, contractors puppet, and but especially to the construction, or thinking of if there is a variation order, extra work, no? Kailangan, no, mayroon talagang mga pag-breakdown. And also in bill of quantities, use a Tahoma font style, yung Tahoma 11. Kasi para malaki, bigger, no? Prospective bidders, no? Para hindi kami mahirapan magbasa. And also, we would like to remind the bidders to submit 3 names through email prior to the bidding date. However, only one of these 3 names will be able to enter our premises during the bidding activity. And also, no, na-encourage ko na mayroon kayong ID, no? Para malaman natin kung saan ba. Madali naman, no? Please, no, kung pwede, may ID kayo sa magpasok, no? Para ma-determine kasi minsan kasi hindi namin ma-determine sa anggap. Kaya maganda yung may ID na, ma-determine ka agad, no? Bidders. Okay? Next in order of business is the 1D, criteria and procedure for eligibility check, and this will be discussed to us by Engineer Vicente.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning also to our prospective bidders present here. The criteria for eligibility check are set forth in Section 23 of the revised IRR of RA 9184. All prospective bidders should have an updated Class A legal, technical, and financial documents, and Class B documents if applicable. So these documents were already discussed by Engineer Pascual a while ago. So during the opening of bids, the first envelope, which contains the technical component of the bid, will be opened. After opening the first envelope, the BAC shall simultaneously conduct the electronic eligibility check and preliminary examination of technical components of your bids. Bidders who are ineligible to participate because of the sole reason that their eligibility documents are not updated shall undergo manual eligibility check based on the submitted eligibility documents. If found to be eligible and at the same time passed the preliminary examination of their technical proposal, the financial proposal will also be open. However, the committee will conduct second electronic eligibility check and updating the same at the contractor's profile application or through the procurement service central office. Result of the latest electronic eligibility processing shall prevail over the manual eligibility evaluation. All open financial components of the bid will undergo preliminary examination. If passed, the committee will read the bid amount stated in the bid form. The BAC will immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids with the help of the technical working group using non-discretionary criteria in considering first completeness of the bid and then second critical corrections. Bids shall then be ranked in ascending order with calculated bid prices as evaluated and corrected for computational errors and other bid modifications to identify the lowest calculated bid. The lowest calculated bid will undergo post-qualification in order to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents pursuant to Section 34 of RA 9184. If found to be responsive, the bidder will be declared lowest or single calculated unresponsive bid and will be recommended for the award of the contract. If found to be non-responsive, the committee will conduct post-qualification to the next lowest calculated bid ranked during the bid evaluation stage. Gentle reminders to our bidders, prospective bidders, if you have ongoing contracts, please verify if you have existing delayed contract for Department Order number 127 series of 2018. So if you have verified that you have incurred negative slippage as defined in the DEO or currently being imposed with liquidated damages, you should settle these findings before the period of post-qualification ends to avoid post-disqualification of your firm. And this is also part of the three-strike policy, which will later be discussed. So as to equipment verification team, the BAC with the assistance of the equipment verification team will be strict on the compliance of the equipment as part of post-qualification as per DEO 127 series of 2018. The equipment verification team, together with the technical working group, will conduct an inspection on the verification of the equipment pledged by the bidder, including other documents to be evaluated. So please, prospective bidders, all requirements set forth in the bidding documents and the instruction relayed during this conference should be addressed and be well taken care of to avoid disqualification or post-disqualification of your firm. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you for that discussion. We are now through with Agenda 1 and we will proceed to Agenda 2. Questions, comments from bidders and replies of BAC and other representatives of procuring entity. There is questions, comments? Wala.
So far, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, good. Talagang hindi ko understand. Now, proceed to 3. Agenda 3, other matters. Three-strike policy against violation of Section 69.1 IRR of RA 9184, and this will be discussed to us by Engineer Lorna Rubin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. In order to establish a fair and transparent system of managing offenses committed by the bidders in the procurement of the infrastructure, goods, and consulting services, project through public bidding, the Department of Public Works and Highway hereby introduces the updated three-strike policy. This policy is aimed to enforcing adherence to the procurement guidelines stipulated under Section 69.1.I of the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulation of the Republic Act RA 9184. Under this policy, if the bidders commit 3 offenses, act described as all the acts that tend to defeat the purpose of the competitive bidding, they shall be subjected to an administrative penalty. These offenses are further classified into 3 major categories as enumerated below as per DEO 28 series of 2024. The classification of the offenses of the triggers the three-strike policy an exception. Number 1, withdrawal from the bidding process, submission of non-participation letter, or failure to submit the bid after purchasing the bid documents. However, the Bids and Award Committee recognizes certain valid reason for this action. If upon completion prior to bid submission, the bidder determines that their proposed bid price will exceed the approved budget of the contract, to substantiate this, the bidder must provide evidence. Acceptable proof includes, but it is not limited to, a detailed budget estimation or a market price report. Number 2, submission of the late bids without valid reason. As determined by the BAC, exception will be considered under extraordinary circumstances such as force majeure. This refers to an unexpected and unavoidable external event that impede or prevent a bidder from timely bid submission as defined in Article 1174 of the Philippine Civil Code. Number 3, submission of patently insufficient bid. A patently insufficient bid refers to a bid that fails to include or comply with certain mandatory requirements. Determination of whether a bidder committed such as offense may occur as outlined below. A. During eligibility screening or shortlisting. Submission of an expired certificate of Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System or PhilGIPS, registration, the Platinum membership, or certificate of PhilGIPS certification containing expired Class A legal and financial documents as determined during the eligibility screening. Next is failure to include certificate of employment, contract agreement among permanent personnel and staff of the firm, and curriculum vitae in the application of eligibility. Letter B. During the bid evaluation, failure to submit required bids form as outlined in Annex C detailing the complete list of required bid forms. Next, submission of incomplete, insufficient, or defective documents due to non-inclusion or omission of mandatory provision and statements of the required bids form as per Annex C outlining the mandatory provision of required forms. Next is submission of unauthorized bid securing declaration, an omnibus sworn statement, and joint venture agreement or statement from all the potential joint venture partners with the exception during the declaration of the state of calamity or implementation of community quarantine or similar restriction declared or being implemented either in the locality of the procuring entity or the bidders. Next is submission of the bid form, price schedule, bid securing declaration, omnibus sworn statement, and joint venture activity agreement without the name, legal capacity, and signature of the bidder or its authorized representative. Next is the nomination of key personnel of profession different from what is required by the bidding document. Next is failure to submit proof of ownership, lease, or purchase agreement of pledged equipment. Next, failure to submit the required certification of key personnel as per Department Order Number 9 Series of 2012. Next is failure to comply with the required minimum number of key personnel and equipment as stated in the bidding document. Letter C. During the post-qualification. Participation in bidding for infrastructure projects by the bidder holds allowable range of contract cost as indicated in the PICAB license does not match with the specific requirement of the infrastructure project being bid or 4 in terms of category, classification, and size range. Enforcement of penalties. If a bidder commits any of these 3 major offenses listed above 3 times within a year starting from the approval date of the resolution recommending the imposition of the strike 1 first warning, which is counted as day 1, through 335, 365, and if these 3 offenses are of a similar or in identical nature, it will trigger the enforcement of the stipulated administrative penalty. Suspension from the participating in the DPWH procurement activities and entering into contract with any DPWH procuring entity. Subsequently, as per the procedure outlined in Annex A, this may result the blacklisting of the suspended bidder, thereby disqualifying a bidder from participating in any government procurement activities for a period of 1 year. The conjunction with blacklisting the bidder will also face bid security forfeiture and must comply with the enforcement of the bid securing declaration condition. In more severe instances, when a bidder commits another of the 3 similar offenses or more than 2 sets of 3 similar offenses where more than 6 similar offenses occur within the said 1-year time frame, the bidder may be subjected to an increased penalty resulting in blacklisting for a period of 2 years. This effective duration of the penalty of either 1 or 2 years applicable will be clearly stipulated in blacklisting order, with the provision of the duration of blacklisting shall not exceed a maximum period of 2 years, commencing on the date the blacklisting order is approved and issued by the Secretary. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. So, may I remind the prospective bidders, be careful and understand, also comply to avoid the three-strike policy. Okay, as agenda is to now proceed to the summary of proceeding, including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued, and this will be discussed to us by Engineer Budito.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. All the needed information were discussed and explained by the resource persons. I would like to remind the prospective bidders to visit from time to time the DPWH and PhilJEP's websites, especially within 7 calendar days prior to the deadline of the submission of bids for supplemental or bid bulletin to be issued thereafter. Please also be reminded that the submission of bids on or before April 16, 2024, 10 o'clock p.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. Bid opening will be on April 16, 2024, 10:15 p.m. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. All of the business and agenda will already taken into consideration. And again, no questions, no? Okay. If there is no questions, may I know the pleasure of the body?
Move to adjourn this conference.
Secondary.
Okay, it has been moved by Engineer Salmon and seconded by Engineer Rubin. And with no objection, the motion to adjourn this conference is hereby approved. This conference is now adjourned. Thank you everyone for time and good morning.